notice that the beginning of the technique, since the drill, are very connected with each other. So it's important that you understand that these start as a warm-up, and without you even feeling, you're getting yourself warm as you start to do the technique. And it's important to break it like this because each time that I add a little something, it's gonna be easier than if I just come here and show the last technique that I want you to get. So it's important that you go over like this. Do like 20 times each side, you know, or even more if you, depending how you feel, okay? So for this set, what we're going to do now is, remember, pointing, take a step forward, move, change. Now at this point, like I said before, if you control here, the person cannot react, okay, to go outside. But there are sometimes you have a hard time to make the perfect grip and you end up grabbing somewhere where the person can easily turn. When that happens, you shouldn't be too worried because the person is giving a clear back. It's for sure it's an act of desperation. Nobody wants to give the back like this. So as the person turns, go ahead, you should just control the hip and keep yourself on the back. I always like, turn a little bit this way, please, on your knees. I always like to keep my knee off the ground to have more pressure over here. If you put your knee on the ground, that means you're splitting your weight in two. So a little bit on your partner and a little bit on the ground. Instead of that, I will push the ground, have my knee off, so it makes much heavier on the hip over here before you start to attack, which is what we're gonna do next. Go ahead and try this first, please. Okay, now we're gonna work the last part of the technique. And this is what we're gonna be focusing for the rest of those 5 days. So this is very important. All this work we're doing is to start to attack the back, to force the person to turn and give the back. So take a step forward, move your hips, change. If you break the grip in the moment you do this, even better, okay? Now, knee on the ground, I'm coming to control over here. I do a bad grip, the person managed to turn, and I control over here, okay? I'm gonna show you first from this angle. Well, a lot of times when the person turns, it's not always easy to put the hook, would be almost a mistake, I would say, for you to just try to put your outside hook because you become too heavy on your head, it's easy to get out. So what I have been doing is, and it's working a lot for me, is I come with my outside knee and I try to fit on this space over here. If I just try to put it in like this, it's too hard. The detail here is that you're going to turn. I'm going to turn instead of here, I'm going to turn this way, okay? So it ends up that my leg fits perfect on that space over here. That's what I want, okay? So from here, I'm going to turn that way. Now I'm stay heavy over here. So the person is still uncomfortable. Maybe a little bit confused if the person haven't seen this. But that's the moment where you're gonna come with your hand, and I'm gonna show the other angle later. Over the leg, and that one inside, okay? Your first moment, what you're going to do is make a grip like this and bring the person back a little bit. You almost sit. Why? That's gonna give the space you need to put that hook over here, okay? You need to enter that hook. The moment you have that hook, you start to push a little bit, open this so you can kick the other leg out and hook. At this moment, you have it inside, you can start to escape, either turn to attack or bring the person over here. Escape your hip out, and now you're ready to put the hook. Let's do from another angle, turn this way please. The completely opposite. You're here, you turn and put it here. Notice that I'm keeping my weight here. That leg's still pushing. That hand's gonna come inside and I'm gonna lock like this over here. Now, as I push, I have the space I need. Kick it out, hook it in. Okay? Now I can start follow the motion. Once I get here, very important, escape the hip out. So the person follows in between your legs and you can put the other hook before you attack or at the same time. Let's make this angle here backwards. So I'm over here, I turn, hand already come to inside, I'm heavy over here, bring it. Sometimes it's gonna be very easy to put it in, sometimes the person is hiding, then you need to do this motion. Now, boom, right away. Bring, kick it out. The person is here, no problem, escape your hip out. Notice how, go back a little bit. Notice how I push her hip down and adjust to put it here. Okay? Go.